Good morning, my beautiful friends. This is your wake up call with Maui Paul. I am Maui Paul. We are here today to say some nice things about ourselves. And we're going to be using my I am deck in order to get this done. This deck is full of positive, aspirational, informational messages. I have 192 of these cards that I work through, and I am excited to share one with you today. So yeah, we are going to be working with my I am deck today, and what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you if you are the affirmation on the card. What I'd like for you to do is to say out loud, I am that affirmation. As we say these words out loud, we are speaking life into ourselves. We are making our own lives better. We are taking control of our internal narratives. And isn't that something that people struggle with so often? It's that the words that go on inside of our heads are not always edifying to us. I know that I struggled with negative self-talk for a very, very long time. And when I started to do this morning practice, that negative self-talk went away. In fact, it got to the point where every time it would pop up, which was more and more rare as time went on, but every time it would pop up, I would immediately rebuke it because I knew it wasn't true. And so we believe the things that we tell ourselves. And so let's tell ourselves good things. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So we're going to say these things out loud, and then we're going to write them down. We're going to affirm them for each other. We'll encourage each other. We'll have a conversation, and then we will depart to an amazing day. So let's get started by saying that today I am curious. I am curious. I explore the world with wonder. So I am curious. I explore the world with wonder. Are you curious? You are curious. You explore the world with wonder. And I'm going to write that down into the chat. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Amanda has got me beat today. Good job, Amanda. You are curious. You explore the world with wonder. Don't we all, though? Don't all of us explore that world with wonder? Just like a child, April. I'll be getting to that. Absolutely. So I just want to say good morning as y'all are doing that. It is nice to see everybody here. I see Janet, Lauren, April have made it here today. Dennis, Dan from Omaha. Glad you made it safe back to Omaha there, Dan. Frank, Shauna, Waleed, Jeffrey. It is good to see you guys here today. Let's see here. We got Amanda and let's see here. Dennis is here. Amanda is here. Shauna is here. It is wonderful to see you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I have looks like I have 11 concurrent viewers today. How cool that is. Yeah, so thank you guys all for being here. We are curious people. We have to be curious because if we weren't curious, we wouldn't have ever found each other. Think about how different each and every one of us is and how we were all brought together through the most common thing that brings us together is the fact that we are non-judgmental folks. We hang out in a friend group that is just not completely non-judgmental. And that's something that is really important. That's an important aspect of curiosity. Look at, consider what children or how children interface with the world. Just like April was saying, we're curious just like a child. Children are curious without judgment. Good morning, Lauren. It's good to see you here today. Children don't judge what they see. They're just curious about it. And so that curiosity allows them to learn more about the world. We come into this world, we have no judgments, we have no preconceptions, we have no ideas as to what the world is. We learn through experience. And because of that, children are interested in experiencing as much as possible. Hey there, Laura and Bill, depending on who's there. I know both of you. But yeah, that's how children interface with the world. Children explore the world with wonder. Always curious, always interested in learning. When I was a kid, the thing I hated more than anything else was going to bed. And the reason I hated going to bed was because I couldn't learn anything when I was sleeping. Of course, as an adult, I have figured out that I learn a lot when I'm asleep. I learn a tremendous amount when I'm sleeping. That's when, scientifically, it's been shown that When we're sleeping, that's basically our brains are reorganizing all of our thoughts, and so we learn a lot when we sleep. But when we're kids, we don't know that, and so sleep time, nap time, that's not our favorite time. As an adult, though, I've discovered that nap time becomes one of my favorite times during the day if I can get away with it. So we are curious people. And as we explore the world, and I want to talk a little bit about my own curiosity. So I've always been an explorer. I've always wanted to know what was on the other side of that hill, what was at the end of that path. When I was a kid, we used to go down to the LPRA pools, the Langhorne Parks and Recreation Association, the LPRA pools. And my mom would always take the same exact road to get there, which was presumably the most efficient road to get there. This was long before Google Maps or anything like that. And so we would go down to the pool, and the road would continue, but the pool was right there. And I wanted nothing more than to see what was on the other end of the road. Like, where did that road go? And my mom, being practical and having three kids, and not having the time that I imagined that she had, literally never even once took me down that road. Well, I assure you that as soon as I got a car, I was about I was like 16 years old. I was driving my parents' car. I was 18 years old driving my own, but I was like 16 years old driving my parents' car. And, one of the first things I did was I went to the pool and I explored that road and I went down it. And, it wasn't very interesting. It just went into a neighborhood. There wasn't anything, fun at the end of that road. But it was more important for me to explore it than to discover that there was, what was at the end of the road, because it's a road, it goes into a neighborhood. There's many roads that go into neighborhoods. So I am curious, and I've remained curious my whole life. And I've done a lot of exploring. I've been to a lot of different countries, and I've actually lived in several different countries. I've explored different languages. I've explored different career paths. I've done a lot of things in life because I say yes to stuff. And the reason I say yes is because I am curious. And I really am a curious person. As I've gone through life, I've discovered that the folks around me are often very curious as well, which is why and how we have a breadth of life experience. That's how we get that breadth of life experience. We're curious. We want to do things. We want to see what else is out there. So I'm really excited to share this card with you today. This card is our invitation to try new things and to learn new things and to stay curious and to find out what's at the end of that road. What's beyond the next bend? What's across that border? What is beyond our expectations? Because in doing so, we accumulate a body of knowledge that allows us to have a really amazing perspective on life. And isn't that what life is all about? I mean, we explore when we're children, but and then after we become adults and we stop. So many people become adults and they think that they're done, and they think that, okay, well, I'm going to stop being curious. I'm going to stop exploring. I'm going to stop learning. I'm a grown up. They can't make me. And what a silly perspective that is. In reality, the best thing that we can do is continue to learn, continue to explore, continue to grow and expand, and just continue to really temper our lives with experiences, because that's really all we have. As we go through life, we're going to accumulate stuff. We're going to accumulate titles and honorifics, and people are going to know us for certain things. But in the end, when we are laying on our deathbed, it's going to be the experiences that we have that really matter. It's not going to be the stuff. It's not going to be the accolades. It's not going to be the titles. It's not going to be the accomplishments. It's going to be the experiences that we've had and the people we've shared them with. So let's stay curious and let's continue exploring this world with wonder. It has been really fun to talk about that today. Let's see what you guys have to say. Janet says, I explore the world with wonder in my giant toddler energy. Oh, Janet, I've known you're a giant toddler for a long time. Ever since I first met you, I was like, that girl's about 4 on the inside. And, it's been beautiful to watch it, because there's nothing wrong with being 4 on the inside. Being 4 on the inside is actually a really cool thing, because you get to have that curiosity. You get to explore the world with that non-judgmental energy. You just see it and you're curious about it, and then you satiate your curiosity, and then you go do another thing. That is exactly how you do life, and I've noticed it for a long time. And yeah, you are a curious person. Um, let's see. Amanda says the world looks different when I look at it like a curious child, and where I um, I've created a life where I have the ability to let that part of me shine. We really do need to be intentional about it, Amanda. I mean, all of us, at least on this broadcast, have indeed created a life where we can allow that part shine, where we can lean into that part. And I think it's because all of us really don't mind subverting societal expectations of, who we are or how we're supposed to behave. In the end, we we are doing life our own way, and it is important to really intentionally let that part of our lives out. um, let's see. Dennis says, I love my curiosity and discovering new things I never thought I would as my old self. Well, that is exactly true, Dennis. We transcend who we used to be. And then as we do that, we do become curious about new things and new exciting stuff. So indeed, we have to become new people in order for our curiosity to really roam free. Frank says curiosity keeps his mind active a lot. It sure does, Frank. It sure does. Well, guys, I want to say thank you so much for being here. And we're going on about 15 minutes. I'm curious today. You're curious. Let's find something to be curious about. Let's find something to that captures our attention, captures our imagination, gives us something to be obsessive about for a little while. As Janet just says, ever evolving, never growing up. We have to collect birthdays, but nothing says that there's no law that says that we have to approach life like an adult. We are and kind of people, and because of that, we get to continue to live life like a child, but with the benefit of wisdom and knowledge and experience and understanding of relationship and understanding of the place and of the world and our place in it. And that is going to permit us to explore the world with wonder. I will be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock a.m. for yet another wake up call. I'm really excited that you guys all came here. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for liking and sharing this broadcast, and really, telling your friends about it, and expanding this reach, because the more people that think of the world this way, the better off all of our lives are. I will talk to you guys tomorrow, 9 a.m. Until then, a reminder, I love you and I appreciate you. I believe all these words that I say about you and about me, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Aloha from paradise.